Tensions in the Strait of Hormuz have reached a peak, and the United States has stepped onto the stage with a massive move that could fundamentally reshape the balance in the region. The United States Central Command, CENTCOM, has officially confirmed that the massive amphibious assault ship USS Tripoli LHA-7, carrying a total of 3,500 Marines and sailors, has entered the waters of the Persian Gulf. This is not an ordinary troop deployment. It is the most critical link in America's largest military buildup in the region over the past 20 years. These 3,500 highly trained troops, belonging to the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit (MEU), are equipped with F-35B stealth aircraft and amphibious assault vehicles, giving them the capability to conduct operations along Iran's coastline for weeks without the need for any land base. Now, the real question is this: has Washington deployed these 3,500 elite warriors merely for deterrence? Or is a major ground operation that could change the fate of Hormuz officially beginning? We are analyzing the hidden dimensions of this massive operation from America's strategic perspective in full detail. According to official military reports, the United States has brought its force structure in the region to one of the most critical thresholds in history. This massive force, redeployed from bases in Japan to the Middle East, is the most concrete example of America's rapid response doctrine. With this move, the total U.S. military presence in the region has exceeded 50,000 troops, reaching its highest level since the 2003 Iraq invasion. The presence of these 3,500 troops increases the Pentagon's operational flexibility in the region, while providing President Donald Trump with a much stronger military option at the negotiating table. End quote. According to leaked information from Department of Defense sources, the Pentagon is working on a multi-domain operation plan that aims to deliver results not only from the sea, but also from land. This operation, planned in line with America's strategic doctrine, focuses not on a full-scale invasion, but on surgical strikes targeting Iran's economic and military backbone. At this point, all eyes have turned to the strategic Kharg Island, which alone handles more than 90% of Iran's oil exports. Located in the northern Persian Gulf, this small but critical island, with its massive storage tanks and deep-water terminals, is essentially the lifeline of Iran's economy. Therefore, controlling or disabling it would mean an irreversible economic collapse for the Tehran administration. According to scenarios discussed in the corridors of the White House and the Pentagon, neutralizing missile batteries and radar stations around the Strait of Hormuz is considered the only way to guarantee the flow of global energy. Although the air phase of Operation Rising Lion has dealt heavy blows to the production chain of nuclear facilities, intelligence reports emphasize that ground operations may be unavoidable to completely destroy the underground sections of these facilities. This strategy aims not only at military success, but also at a broad national security move designed to reinforce American dominance in global energy markets. While President Donald Trump keeps the door of diplomacy slightly open by signaling negotiations, the military buildup on the ground represents a massive show of force that will come into play where diplomacy ends. Pentagon officials state that this enormous concentration of forces in the region provides the White House not only with defensive options, but also with direct, result-oriented offensive capabilities. The United States has elevated its military capacity to its peak to eliminate strategic threats at their source, fulfilling its promise to ensure the security of regional allies. The presence of USS Tripoli and other task groups in the region is considered a seal of Washington's determination to redesign regional geopolitics in its favor. After some stories, what if we can say about the military? The pieces are shifting in the Middle East. With the largest buildup of the past 20 years, the United States is now openly discussing the possibility of an operation. So, do you think this massive military force will create a lasting change on the ground? Or is the current buildup the largest strategic pressure operation in history? Let's meet in the comment. As we mentioned in our previous video, with these moves, the United States is not only aiming to secure maritime traffic, but also to establish direct physical control over the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical energy transit points. In this context, approximately 1,000 elite troops from the 82nd Airborne Division have been deployed to the hot zone as a global response force, capable of responding instantly to sudden crises. These forces can infiltrate from the sky, seize strategic points, and create secure zones for main forces, indicating that the operation has moved beyond remote monitoring into direct intervention on the ground. The most critical element complementing this massive force on the field is the F-35B Lightning II stealth aircraft. Capable of short takeoffs and vertical landings, these aircraft can destroy strategic targets without being detected by enemy radar. However, the F-35B is not just an attack aircraft. Thanks to its advanced sensor fusion, it acts as an intelligence giant, collecting all battlefield data and instantly sharing it with other units. Designed to overcome the complex air defense systems of the Middle East, these aircraft can eliminate targets with centimeter-level precision, regardless of day or night. Acting like a flying data center in the air, F-35Bs represent the sharpest edge of America's technological superiority and extend operational reach infinitely by launching from the deck of USS Tripoli. Amphibious Assault Vehicles, AAV, which enable Marines to breach coastlines, are true armored fortresses that can both float in water and move on land. Protecting soldiers during the most dangerous phase of the operation, the landing, these vehicles act like speedboats on water and like tracked tanks once they reach land. Equipped with 40mm automatic grenade launchers and heavy machine gun turrets, they devastate enemy positions and open safe corridors for Marines. These vehicles can conduct landings directly from beaches or shallow waters without the need for ports, making them a fundamental pillar of the sea-to-land power projection doctrine. The real hunters of the battlefield are the AH-64 Apache attack helicopters. With night vision and thermal systems, the Apache tracks its target like a shadow, even in darkness, and is known as the world's most advanced tank killer. Carrying 16 Hellfire missiles, it can neutralize an armored battalion within minutes, while its 30mm chain gun provides continuous fire support to ground troops. With long-range radar systems that detect enemy targets before they are even aware, the Apache acts like a guardian angel in the sky, protecting airborne and marine units at every step on the ground. The logistical backbone of the operation is formed by UH-60 Black Hawk helicopters, providing rapid personnel transport, casualty evacuation, and ammunition support. Black Hawks determine the tempo of the operation. Perfectly adapted to rugged terrain and hot climate conditions, these helicopters ensure that units remain constantly mobile on the battlefield. The critical rapid deployment capability increases exponentially with every additional soldier and supply crate carried by these helicopters. Without them, the connection between units on the field would collapse. Therefore, Black Hawks are the invisible yet strongest connective tissue of the operation. The speed and flexibility of ground units are ensured by the legendary Humvee HMWV vehicles. Known for their high mobility and durability, these vehicles allow units to rapidly spread across critical locations, such as Kharg Island. Equipped with heavy machine guns, Mk-19 grenade launchers, or Tau anti-tank systems, each Humvee transforms into a mobile firepower platform. Not just a transportation vehicle, but also serving as a command and control center. These vehicles reinforce the presence of infantry on the battlefield and provide a maneuver advantage against enemy forces. At the individual level, the M4A1 Carbon and Javelin missile systems turn each soldier into an army on their own. The M4A1, equipped with optics and laser targeting systems, ensures full accuracy under all conditions. The Javelin missile, with its fire-and-forget technology, can eliminate even the most advanced main battle tanks with a single shot. In addition, shoulder-fired Stinger missiles provide a shield against low-altitude air threats, creating a fully autonomous defensive capability on the battlefield. Finally, the most devastating force of the operation comes from Tomahawk cruise missiles launched from the sea. Guided by GPS and satellite systems, these missiles can destroy enemy command centers, radar stations, and air defense systems with precision from hundreds of kilometers away, even before ground troops set foot on the battlefield. Flying at low altitude by following terrain to avoid radar detection, Tomahawks have the capability to paralyze Iran's central defense system in the first minutes of the war. These technological giants are the greatest strategic asset, breaking enemy morale and technical capacity while easing the mission of the 3,500 troops and airborne units on the ground. This massive fleet and 3,500 elite Marines at the gates of the Strait of Hormuz, are they merely a show of force, or the first step of an irreversible destruction plan? As Crossfire brief, when we analyze all the data on the table, we face this reality. The United States has shifted its military presence in the region, from deterrence to direct intervention. In a scenario where Kharg Island is on the target line, and the 82nd Airborne Division is preparing infiltration operations from the sky, it is no longer just diplomacy speaking. Now the smart missiles and the boots of elite troops are echoing. So, will this ticking bomb at the heart of the global energy corridor drag the world into a new major war? Or will this massive steel force redefine the status quo? Now we ask you the real question. Does the rapid deployment of such a massive force to the Hormuz line mean the end of the road for Tehran? While peace talks continue at the table, will an Iran facing the barrels of 3,500 fully equipped troops and F-35B stealth aircraft truly negotiate or respond unexpectedly as a cornered power? As the Crossfire brief community, we await your thoughts. Is this deployment the precursor of a strike operation, or one of the largest psychological warfare operations in history? We will continue to analyze developments in this highly volatile region where strategic balances change every second, in light of military doctrines and the most up-to-date reports. To not miss the next move in this massive chess game and to closely follow the redrawn map of the Middle East, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Until we meet again in the next strategic analysis on Crossfire Brave Screens, stay curious, stay strategic.